Marina was packed last night. Everybody decided today was going to be a good day to leave. Looks like they were right, and we got left behind. The weather report was showing that the wind wasn't really going to change directions till tomorrow. But came a day early and we didn't know. So we are here. We're going to leave this evening and do an overnight sail instead.
We're just getting ready to leave West End here. We're going to do an overnight sail back to Florida. So we're going to strap the dinghy, lash it down on deck, and pull down the cockpit tent and stow everything properly. It's absolute torture here. In the boat. We've hardly been on board for the last 2-3 days. Just coming back to sleep. The no-see-ums here are just ferocious. There's hundreds inside the boat here. I mean, we use our bug screens, which are special no-see-um screens with really tiny holes, but they get in. I mean, you have to come and go. You have to open the companionway to get out, and the boat is just filled with them. And we don't have like soggy clothes laying around. We don't have dishes, you know, dirty or anything. It's just, there's nothing attracting them except for a dark hole to hide in. And if I stand here in the cabin, and if I sit still, I get bit about every 3/4 of a second. I have uncountable bites on my arms and legs. It's ridiculous. So we are just so anxious to get out of here. The wind's going to be coming straight out of the east, which is perfect. We'll be sailing dead downwind straight back to Florida. Be about a 10 to 12 hour trip depending on how quick we're going. But we're on the final leg now, making our way out of here, and hopefully we'll have a good crossing. Well, we checked out, so we have to leave now. Just kidding. But we are checking out and leaving. We're going to do an overnight sail on the way back to Florida, which is going to be awesome. Should be pretty good conditions, actually. The wind's blowing straight out of the east, right to where we want to go. The Gulf Stream's running pretty strong, but the seas are really calm, so it should be all right. Cross our fingers. If not, it'll be a really miserable night.
We were planning on spending another night here and leaving early in the morning, but the bugs are so bad that we're just leaving. We don't care.
Tell them how many bugs were in the boat.
Oh, there were
the no-see-ums.
The no-see-ums. There were hundreds of bugs inside the boat, just swarming everywhere. So we cleaned the boat up nice and everything, just trying to get rid of them, waving our hats, and then Randall lit some citronella candles.
Which Kenzie had never heard of citronella before. That cracks me up.
I never heard of them. I don't know what it is. Anyway, we're gonna go to their little gift shop now and buy some candy bars for the overnight sale. We're gonna try to go order some pizza at the restaurant because they have the best pizza ever, just before we leave, so we can take it with us for dinner. And yeah, just a few more hours and we can leave.
Boat's ready to go. We got the dinghy lashed on deck good. We got the boom tent down, autopilot out, all of that. I'm gonna go take a last quick shower, and Kenzie's over at the restaurant, see if she can get us a pizza to go, and we'll be off. I just checked the weather one last time. It's looking just absolutely perfect for our crossing, so that's nice. We actually kind of wish we'd left early this morning at like 5 a.m. It's been really calm all day and we could have just motored straight there. But that's not what the weather was calling for yesterday when we were thinking about it, so whatever. We're gonna take off now. The plan was to leave tomorrow, which is Tuesday. This is a plan from yesterday and the day before, but the weather just changes here every 6 hours, so you can't really rely on planning 2 days out. So we're leaving, doing an overnight sail, which we don't really like. It's just, it adds stress to it and complications. I'm tired, but that's what we're gonna do and make it happen. This is it, last hour in the Bahamas. Oh, that feels nice. Cold water, fresh and clean. We'll go see if Kenzie's got the pizza ready, and we'll be ready to take off. We got it?
Yeah.
All right. Look at that. Real live pizza. That's a happy girl.
Yeah.
Off we go. Saying goodbye to West End.
Goodbye, Bahamas!
Yeah, Florida, here we come.
Yeah, this is the end of our trip. The end of our trip here in the Bahamas, but the beginning of a new adventure.
Well, we have our first disappointment of the passage. Our beautiful Hawaiian pizza has fermented pineapple on it. Oh my gosh, it's always something. It's really typical of what we found here in the Bahamas though. Like, honestly, if I could rate the food, I would rate it 0. We've had a few really good meals, but mostly that's been punctuated by terrible meals that we would just as soon have thrown away. Or we're so like tiny that we should have just passed them up.
The last pizza we got like the day before yesterday was the same Hawaiian pizza.
Obviously the same pineapple.
It was really good.
Yeah.
Good pizza.
But that same night, the guy next to us at the table, the next table over at the restaurant, he got a conch salad and he said the conch was bad. Like, bad. He said he just almost puked after his first bite. It was like slimy, gross, fermented fish taste. So, you know, hit and miss. Yeah, that's what we found. Ugh, I can even taste that bad pineapple and like the residue of the cheese here. Hopefully I'm not puking in 4 hours. Fingers crossed.
3 seconds or less. Name 5 types of airplanes.
Do I have to do it with a mouthful of Starbursts?
No.
5 types of airplanes?
Uh-huh.
Like a specific model or just a kind?
Which kind?
Alright, a biplane.
Mm-hmm.
A low wing, a high wing. A single prop. A jumbo jet.
Alright. My turn.
Alright. In 30 seconds or less, name the 5 worst meals I've made on the trip.
The ham.
That was bad.
The instant mashed potatoes.
Which I puked up.
And, well, for you, it was also the canned roast.
Ugh.
And
Remember that mac and cheese batch that was no good? Okay. Yeah, go ahead. Keep going. Keep going.
mac and cheese.
Do you want to start over?
No, I think my 30 seconds is almost done.
It's almost. You got one more to go.
This should be, what are the worst meals that I made?
you didn't make 5 meals on this trip. What a joke.
Yeah.
You've only cooked twice.
The food.
And you ruined the pancakes.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I ruined the pancakes, I ruined the bacon, and I can't
Destroyed
make the
macaroni
mac
and cheese.
Oh my God.
I think that's all you've tried to cook.
Yeah. I don't know.
You do good with popcorn now.
I make good popcorn.
Yeah. Sailing into the sunset. 5 miles down, 50 to go. It's looking to be pretty nice, actually. Yep, pretty nice. It's a little rolly, though. Oh, Kenzie says, except for the storm behind her. That's just the little old rain clouds all that is. Yep, it's definitely raining over there, though. Definitely raining on West End. We made it out just in time, Kenzie. If sailing is anything, it is the unknown. You don't know who you'll meet, what you'll see, what the waves are going to be like when you get there, how much you'll puke on the way. Woo! Whoa! Yeah. We got really spoiled sailing in the Exumas on the leeward side. No swell, hardly any chop, good breeze. Now it's back to ocean sailing. Rolly, bumpy, lumpy. Yep, that's it. Pretty sunset though.
We're sailing to Florida. We're going 4.5 and we're about 48 miles away from Florida. So that puts us at about 11 hours. It is 7 o'clock right now, so we should be getting there around 6 a.m. We're taking it nice and slow. We're not really in a big rush. We were, and then we'll get there like before the sun rises, and then we'll just get to dark, and so we're just going nice and slow.
Yeah. So far it's not too bad. The wind is perfect right from astern. It is a bit rolly out here. We got the swells on our quarter, which isn't terrible, but they're bound to pick up a little more when we get into the Gulf Stream, which we're not into yet. But we'll see. It'll be pretty dark by then.
Yeah, and we're just going with the foresail right now. So we're doing good.
That's only the third trimaran we've seen, huh? Not a lot of those out here.
But that was just our second trimaran.
Oh yeah, second.
The first one we saw was at Green Turtle Key.
Yeah, that's right, huh? I was thinking the second, but my mind said trimaran, which is 3, and so it came out 3.
Yeah, there's a trimaran back behind us on the horizon. He was like leaving the island the same time we were, but we are definitely losing him.
The wind shifted just a little bit, clocked around from one quarter to the other, so we switched the jib from the starboard side, or from the port side to the starboard side, and it's drawing a little bit better, although sometimes we get rolling enough that the swells will roll the wind right out of the jib, but it's doing pretty good now. And it's just about sunset, so it's going to get dark here shortly, and the rest of this evening will be without sunshine. It's right about 8 o'clock now. The sun's set and it's just starting to get dark. We've seen a few ships cross in front of us on the AIS. but they're still another 8 or 10 miles out before we really get to the shipping lanes. It's just starting to rain just a little bit, which is all right. But yeah, so far so good. We're still cruising along. There's always just a little bit of trepidation when like the dark closes in. You're like, wait, what'll happen? Is it gonna change when it gets dark? Is the wind gonna pick up? Probably be fine though. But not Kenzie. She doesn't worry when it gets dark.
Yes, I do.
She doesn't worry more when it gets dark because she worries always.
I do. I worry always, and I'm really worried about these dark clouds and the rain.
Yeah. She does not like dark clouds and or rain.
And it'll be dark, so that's extra.
Extra.
But I'm ready for it.
She is ready. Look at her go. She's got her socks on. Super grippy, slippery socks.
They're not grippy.
She's got her rain pants on. And her jacket. And her life jacket on. Her hood. Or she's got her harness and her tether. She's ready for a storm. Not me. I'm still just wearing a cotton t-shirt and a pair of shorts. But I'm still sweating just a little bit. So we know it's really dark out here. Let me turn the music off here so you can hear us. Gotta pause the Selena Gomez for a minute. We're about 15 miles out from West End, I'd say, something like that. There we go. All right, that's better lighting for sure. We're about 15 miles out of West End and still making okay speed. We're doing about 4 knots, just around that. And that's with the mainsail up too. Yeah, the wind definitely lightened right when the sun went down. The stars came out nice though, and it's a really gentle evening, and the swells have actually died down a little bit. Although we're not quite in the Gulf Stream yet, but we've been seeing some pretty beautiful phosphorescence in our trail. So we want to see if we could catch it in the camera. I know it's a lot to ask from this GoPro. It's got a really small aperture, but we're gonna give it a shot. See if we can see anything. Well, see if you can see anything. We can see it just fine. It probably won't show up, but it looks really cool. It looks like these bright little fireballs, little fireflies, I guess you'd say. And they're really pretty bright. It's super cool. Kenzie, you want to tell us if you're clipped in?
I am now.
How many times?
It's like the 3rd time in a row that I found that I wasn't clipped in.
Yeah, pretty much once every hour. Kenzie goes, I'm
not
clipped in. I go down below
for something, and then I come out here and I forget to clip in, and then like 10 minutes later, I'm like, am I clipped in? And I check, and I'm not.
Yep, living on the edge.
I'm clipped in now.
Yeah, that's good. It's about 4 a.m. and we're about...
It's 5.
About 5 a.m. and we're about 2 hours away from the inlet, and sunrise is about an hour and a half, so we timed it pretty much perfectly, and we've had a really gentle, nice crossing. It's super warm. It's probably like 80 degrees out here. It's really nice, and it's been really calm. Super cakewalk.
Sorry, I think I had a bug on me.